Hello, this is Elliot from ETJ English. Today I'm answering the very common question, should I learn American or British English? This is a question you need to ask yourself every single time that you think about learning English seriously. Mainly because if you learn a mixture of different accents and types of the English language, it's going to completely confuse people when you finally use it. If you used a British slang term and then suddenly went off and said an American word which means something completely different to an English word, it would completely confuse someone's brain. So before you take any steps further with learning English, whether you're advanced, intermediate, beginner, you need to decide on what type of English you're learning. Obviously there's two main options, and this is American English or British English. Now, being British myself, I'm obviously going to be very biased about my own language. Let's say I'm proud to have a British accent and to speak the British language. But that doesn't mean that the American language isn't a great language. They have their own words, they have their own terms, just like we have our own phrases, we have our own poetic expressions, and we have our own slang words. Obviously, I know more about my language than I do about the American language. Both of them are great, and the same with Australian, South African, New Zealand, Canadian. The list goes on. There's so many English-speaking countries in the world, so you do have a lot of options. So the first thing that I want you to discover and to think about is, what do you like the sound of the most? Do you listen to British radio? Do you watch American TV? There's loads of different things that you have probably been exposed to at some point in your life, and you need to think about what you like the sound of the most. And if you're not sure, then imagine yourself speaking this accent. Do you like the sound that you hear in your head of yourself speaking this accent? Can you imagine yourself speaking with a British accent, for example? So that's something, first of all, to think about. After this, you also need to think about business. Do you want to work in a English-speaking environment? If so, do you want to work for an American company? Do you want to work for a British company? Obviously, if you worked for an American company, it would make sense to learn American English, or else there would be probably a few complications down the road at some point. Next, you need to think of holidays and, let's say, working holidays also. Do you ever want to visit England, or do you ever want to visit America? Maybe you want to do a year of working in one of these countries, or maybe one day you want to live in one of these countries. You need to think about which country it is that you want to live in and think, well, maybe I should learn that type of English and just focus on that type of English. Another thing which people forget is, do you have friends who are from England, or do you have friends that are from America? Maybe your family, maybe your dad or mum or your sister have friends who are from England, for example. This could make it a lot easier and cheaper for you to learn English, because you will have those resources right there ready to help you. So that could speed up the process of you learning English and make it a little bit easier. The best thing about English is, once you finally get fluent in one of these topics, let's say British English, say you're taking lessons with me and you finally become fluent and ready, you will then be ready to start learning American English. You can learn the differences. You can start learning all kinds of different things about different countries that speak English, because you already have that understanding. There's so many different accents in both America and England. Sometimes people in England don't understand other people in England because the accents are so different. So as well as slang terms and idioms, you can also learn different accents and understand how different cultures speak with each other in different parts of different countries. The main kind of moral of this lesson is you need to think about what's going to benefit you the most. Which type of English is going to benefit you the most? Do you prefer American? Do you prefer British? Do you want to work for an American company? Do you want to work for a British company? All of these things. Just think about it. You need to take some time to decide what type of English you want to learn, because it's a big decision. It can change your whole learning experience. I will say that it has been said by many people that British English is harder, a little bit harder than American to learn. But I think when something is harder, there's always more benefits in the long run. So that's all for this video. I am now doing videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. And all of the other days of the week, my videos will be posted just to Facebook. So make sure that you like my Facebook page so you can see videos of me on both YouTube and Facebook every single day. And that will really help you with your English learning. Lessons are still going on this week, so if you want to book a lesson, please go to the link below. You know what to do. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. They're telling a story of one time when they were walking their dog and something happened. A good way to keep the conversation going and avoid that awkward silence is by asking questions.